Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to our channel. This is Toyin and Lola. We're in the mix. We are going over Bachelorette season, well, a million seasons. What season is this?
I don't even. Is it like 16? Is this still season 16 or is it 17 now?
Oh my
Ooh.
God.
Oh my God. I have a. Will it still be season 16 even though there were two? Like, does it automatically switch to 17?
No, it will be. What I see people doing is like, 16 Claire, 16 Tayshia, just to differentiate between like who the Bachelorette. But yeah. So let's talk about this episode. It's a hot mess. But we started. We started off with Bennett and Noah. Right?
Yeah.
What do you think about that whole situation?
I mean, same as last week. I am, for these purposes, Team Noah. I'm always going to stand on that ground. Bennett needed to go. Okay, I was very, very, very happy that she sent Bennett away. I would have minded if she sent Noah away too, but at least I feel like I got a little bit of victory when she sent Bennett away. My victory was swiftly retracted at the end of the episode, but we'll get to that later. But anyway, yeah, Bennett is condescending. Like, Noah is right. Bennett is condescending. When he said, okay, the way he talks to people, eventually he's going to start talking to you that way now, I felt that. And I felt it because I've seen it before.
Oh, for sure.
Yep.
So definitely start talking to her like that. He can't cut that off.
Yeah, he can't. And it was so, I feel like he didn't even go, like, I don't care what happened at the end of this thing, right? But I feel like he didn't even, like, leave because he was necessarily sad about, I left Tayshia and it's not going to work out. I felt like Bennett just thought that he was so smart. He was like, you think I don't know that I'm different from everybody else here? Like, what makes you so different from anybody else here? Like, he thought he was so smart and he could, like, just slide through. Like, his intelligence was just head and shoulders above everybody else, including Tayshia and including what she felt in her heart. But, Bennett, this is matters of the heart. Whatever you think is up in your brain is not going to win over how people's feelings are. And you are condescending, you're smug, and you needed to go. And I'm very glad that she made that decision because I was like, yes, this is the right decision to make. The whole thing about Noah, I don't know, like, what his deal is and what her deal is with Noah. Like, I'm not really sure what's going on over there. But Bennett needs to go and Bennett needs to stay gone. So the fact that he came back at the end of the episode is pissing me off. Like, I'm annoyed. And I'm not necessarily annoyed that he came back because he's an ass, whatever, continue to show your ass. The fact that Tayshia is like, I have to think about it. What are you thinking about? Like, why do you think that you like Bennett? Why do you think you have feelings for Bennett? And on the other hand, Bennett, why would you come back and tell Tayshia that you're in love with her? Like, where? I don't understand where people are dragging these feelings out of. Like, I'm watching this show. I know I don't get to see everything and all you guys' interaction, but there's nothing with the chemistry or the way you guys interact with each other that makes me think, oh, yeah, these two have something going at all. And I told you this earlier before we started talking. I even see a romantic connection with Tayshia and Easy before I see one with Tayshia and Bennett. So I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Like, and if you watch the preview of the next week's episode, he just came in, with the suit on and with the smug smile on his face and his, what did he say? Hello, everybody, or whatever. Like, this guy is only here for TV. He's here for the game. Like, he's here to just prove that he's just super smart, brilliant beyond anybody's measurement. Like, no, just go away. Go away. I need to stop ranting now. Please carry on.
He's here to be the next Bachelor, honestly.
I hope not.
Right.
I will be pissed.
I can see that happening. I would say this, though. The whole interaction was just a hot mess. What was really funny to me, though, was Noah popping Tic Tacs.
That's no ain't shit either. Like, Noah's stupid. Like, you popping Tic Tacs, I feel like that little thing showed his intentions. Like, why popping Tic Tacs? Like, I don't understand.
I was on the floor. I was like, what? he was popping this. He seemed like a teenager, just popping this TikTok. Oh, man,
right.
I want this. But it was just like, what are you doing, my man?
I'm gonna get my kiss tonight, boy.
I said, this boy is a hot mess. But I love the fact that projection showed that because he really looked silly. He was rushing. He was like, "Oh, that's silly."
He looked like a whole child. Oh my God! And he was looking dead in the camera too when he was doing it. I was like, I'm done.
A hot mess. But okay, so she does keep Bennett, and I mean not Bennett. She sends Bennett away. Bennett was obviously very distraught by this. He was walking.
No, he wasn't.
He was. Did you see his awkward walk? I was like, man, this man is tall and he's very awkward. He was walking like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Humpty Dumpty.
He couldn't believe he got bested. That's what I'm trying to say. He couldn't believe he got bested. It wasn't about being distraught because he was sad about him and Tayshia breaking up. He got bested. Your smarts did not win this time, and he was confused by that. That's why he said our departure was so bizarre. It was bizarre because you're like, how did she get one over on me? How did Noah get one over on me? I think that's what's bothering him. Like, he lost to Noah and Tayshia. Like, he couldn't believe anybody could best him. That's what it was about. He wasn't distraught about love. He was distraught about his stupid little IQ, EQ, whatever he thinks he has in spades.
This is true. He was distraught. He was shocked by the whole situation, definitely. I would say this. So the next big thing that happens is, what was the next big thing that happened?
I don't know if I'm getting this in order. I know they did the lie detector.
I know they did the one-on-one date with Ben. Is that Ben or Zach? Ben.
Oh yeah. It was Ben. Ben came first. Yeah. Oh yeah. I understand Ben now. I understand him. I understood him a little bit last week, and I completely get how he is as a whole now. Like, I get it. Like, the story was so sad, but not like sad like now in today's life. It was just like, oh wow, you went through that. But Ben is I understand you, Ben. I understand you. People got to go through shit. You know what I'm saying?
I will say, but
I found that his coping mechanism is working.
What did you say?
I said I found that his coping mechanism is working because he said, I'm not sure where I heard this from, maybe even on the show, but like, he's a workaholic, right? He works all the time, and I feel like that's because he has to keep himself busy. When you keep yourself busy and you keep your mind busy, all those dark thoughts, you know, they go to the back burner, and hopefully they eventually start to, like, fade away, right? And I'm glad that, you know, he said he was in therapy for it or whatever, so it's not like he's just doing it by himself. Like, he's actually, like, seeking professional help. But the whole being busy part, I get why he's so all the way working all the time. He always has to be on the move, because if he lets himself have any little downtime and he's sad, like,
and he gets in his head.
Yeah.
It can go left. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Even people who don't have mental, what you'll call mental, I don't know if we'll call it mental illness, but even mental people who aren't depressed. People, that's not very okay. Even people who aren't depressed, you sit down too long and you let yourself get into your head. You can talk yourself out of opportunities, talk yourself out of happiness, talk yourself out of joy. I get it. What do you think about his? I don't fully understand the story about perfection. Like, what is that? What was he trying to?
I don't remember that. I don't remember that part.
He was trying to say, Tayshia was accusing him of, like, just being perfect, and he was like, no, it's just he's something about his parents, and he always wanted to be perfect for them, or something like that, or something. And I was just like, what are you talking about? And then she accuses him again, and then he's like, no, I'm not perfect, and I think that's when he started to go into the story about, you know, suicide and things like that. But I don't know. I don't know.
He also said it like,
match.
No, they may not be a good match. I don't know, but I know he was saying, like, he doesn't want to be, like, a burden to anyone, right? And if you always constantly have that in your head, then you always want to be the picture of perfection so that people don't have to worry about you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's just gonna look at him and be like, "Oh, Ben's okay." They're not gonna know like what the struggle is because he doesn't want them to know. You know what I'm saying? So that's so I do remember that. That's what I feel like. That's what he was trying to say. Like that's why I was saying. Like I really understand Ben now. Like I get it because you don't want people to worry. You don't want people to know like your struggle. So you just want to put on a brave face and act like everything is all good, so people don't know like what's going on. Because even when he said his sister saved his life, and she didn't even know she saved his life. Like, well, she's gonna find out now that he said it on TV. But those failed suicide attempts, his sister saved his life, and she has absolutely no clue because why? He's putting, face of perfection towards her, even though she knew a little bit of like his struggles, she didn't know it was to that extent. Could you imagine having to live life like that? Like that's a lot to take on.
Yeah. What do you think about now that you fully understand Ben? Do you think he's a good match for Tayshia?
I don't know if he's a good match for Tayshia. And it has nothing to do with this. I just I don't know. Like and it's not because of Ben. It's because of Zach. Like Zach is A1.com to me. And now I'm mad because I'm so mad because I'm like, yo, I did not want Zach to end up with Tayshia. I want Zach, okay? Like
you're not there because he's tired.
I'm so serious.
So real.
I'm like, I really want Tayshia to pick anybody else and just leave Zach just alone, so I can creep up in there. It's like, nah. But anyway, I don't think anybody's a good match for Tayshia anymore except for Zach. So I'm canceling everybody else out of my mind. Like it just right now she's going through the motions. Well, not necessarily going through the motions. She doesn't know yet. Maybe like she knows she loves Zach and she knows she's with Ben, but they're gonna go later and Zach's gonna be at the end. I see it.
Okay, possibly. We'll see it when they meet the family. What did you think about the lie detector test? I was
Brendan. I kept screaming Brendan. That's all I kept screaming. Brendan. What the fuck? Like
Brandon needs to go. Brandon needs to go. He's been faking this whole time. That's all that showed me. You're faking fake. You need to go.
He wasn't. Did you watch because she grilled all of them afterwards about like the results of the lie detector test, and it was and I mean the issue was I guess what was it like? Are you ready for Tayshia to meet your family or something like that?
And it was no.
Right, but when they talked about it, he said it, and I understood because so he was saying that because he's been married before, and when that didn't work out, it obviously affected everybody, like his parents. So he's very, very like careful who he brings home now in a serious fashion. And immediately he said it, she understood it, and also I understood it for her because previous shows that we've seen Tayshia on The Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise, Tayshia's dad is exactly like that. He's like, this person that you're bringing home, you've been divorced before. I don't want to see you go through it again. But, like he doesn't say it like that, but he's very, very protective because of her past divorce. So Brendan, that was what he was saying too. Like his family, like you gotta, when you've been through something like that, you have to guard yourself a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like you have to guard everything.
But Brendan was sweating. Like even before I even knew the question, he was sweating. Like to me,
all of them were sweating. Ivan was sweating.
Ivan wasn't sweating like that. Brendan was sweating. Like Ivan passed that with flying colors. Like I've been saying since day one, Ivan is the guy for her. Really, if she wants to play it safe. But Brendan was sweating like he might have a girlfriend. Like that's how I thought. No. Like you might have somebody else that he's considering. Like, please don't ask me if I'm in love. Please don't ask me if I have a girlfriend at home. Please don't ask me. That's kind of sweating I saw. Now, my parents, it wasn't that.
Nah, I knew it had to be a good explanation because I mean, throughout this whole thing, everybody we've all been saying, oh, Brendan's a good guy. That all wouldn't have just like falling apart right now. So I knew there had to be something. Like, I don't clock Brendan as an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like, at all, in any way. Like, so I knew there was
when I started thinking about Brendan differently. When the old Bachelorette came in, JoJo, is that her name?
Oh gosh, yes.
And he was drooling.
Oh my God! You thought everybody was drooling? No.
Everyone was drooling, but he was one of the ones that was just like, he was smiling from ear to ear. He was so happy. He was checking her out. He was looking her up and down.
No,
like,
he wasn't. Stop.
In my eyes, he was. Like,
oh my God.
Like, you can I don't like this idea of them bringing JoJo as a co-host. I don't like it. I don't like.
She's just feeling in while Chris Harrison.
I think a lot of them are now comparing JoJo in their head to Tayshia. Like, oh, I wonder how it would have been if I was on JoJo's season, if I would be with JoJo. Like, it's just a distraction.
No, that can't work. Y'all better get your mind out of JoJo before Jordan Rogers come and get you.
That's where it's going. That's where a lot of their minds were going. You can't.
No, I disagree. Oh my God.
No, you should have seen the way he was grinning.
Oh
like,
my God.
The only person that didn't show any emotion or like sexual attraction to JoJo was Zach. He was there crying like, oh, my parents, my parents. Everybody else.
I love Zach. Oh my gosh. You know what? This is a little bit off topic, but it's on topic. I'm going to need you to wing woman me with Zach. I need you to slide in his DMs or something. I need you to set this up. Like, I need this to happen, yo. Like, I love Zach. Zach, yeah, Zach.
I understand. I need more explanation on why he's so emotional when it comes to Tayshia and his parents and meeting all of that need. I know you said that it makes it feel more real, and I completely agree. Once you bring parents involved, it lets you know, is this a possibility or not? Is this like for real or not? Would I be able to mesh into this family? You can think about all those other things. So I do like that.
But for him, it was more than that, and he said it, right? It was more than. I feel like okay, so we all know that he used to be an addict. And he's, worked his way to the man that he is now. And then it goes back to last week's episode when Tayshia was like, do you think, like, they trust you now? Did you have to, like, gain their trust back and all that kind of stuff, right? So imagine somebody who was at rock bottom and he's fought his way to be who he is now, right? At some point, maybe it was looked at like he wouldn't have even been alive. Now to get to this point where he's alive, he's doing well, he is super thriving, and he can have this love in his life and have somebody to spend the rest of his life with, that's heavy. Because however many years back, he probably wouldn't even, be alive to have even, to have a shot at this. And he has a real shot. And he was saying, his parents just want him to be happy. And this will be, like, a big happiness for the entire family. Like, yeah, they got their kid back, and he's alive, he's well, he's great. But now there's somebody to love their kid that's beyond. So I totally got where he got super emotional, because at some point this wasn't a future that they could, see for him. Like, could you imagine how many years, and they, who knew if he was going to make it to the next day, not to talk of like the next year or 10 years later. And now 10 years later, and there's this girl, and he's in love, and she's in love with him back, and like he's bringing her home, and this could be it. This could be it for him. Like, they can be engaged, married, and like start his own family. Like, that's crazy. So I got where the emotion came from. I was like, wow, that's real. But yeah, again, I love Zach. Zach, I love you.
All right. That's fine. The last big thing that happened, I think we talked about everything else, but the last big thing that happened was Raleigh, and stopped that doing the lie detector test. They asked him what his name was, and he went what did he say? Dean Riley Christian or something like that?
He said his name was Devin Riley Christian, and I was like, and then that thing said, I was like, whoa, okay. And let me tell you, as soon as the thing went off, the first thing that came to my mind was he's in the witness protection program. I don't know why, but that was the first thing that came to my mind. I don't mean to laugh at you, Riley, in your situation. That's not what I'm laughing at. I'm laughing at my ridiculousness because I watched too much TV, and I was like, maybe when he was little, like he was in the witness protection program, because I remember him saying that, you know, he lived with his dad. And I was like, oh, well, you know, if we're going to look at history, I guess most people live with their mom. So if he lived with his dad, maybe he and his dad witnessed something, and then they, like, took him to Oklahoma or Wisconsin or wherever they put witness protection people at, and they changed his name. And this was, like, all the madness that was going through my head yesterday. And I was like, I was waiting for him to say it, too. I was like, say it. And it was not that. I made up a whole movie in my head about Riley, and it was wrong.
And it was wrong. I was actually thinking that his name is Devontae or something, and that's why.
Well, his name is, you were close. His name is Dwayne. Well, not close, but it was Dwayne. He was like, I know I don't look much like a Dwayne. I was like, okay, Dwayne.
I thought maybe that was what was going on. Like, did you shorten your names to make it sound more like Jesus or something? Anywho. But the fact that he just didn't say Rowley, why didn't he say his full name? They didn't ask you for your full name. They said, what's your name? And we were like, Rowley, and that would have been it. But he said, Devon, Rowley, Christian. I'm like, what the hell? I was like, just say. Anywho. But, so he goes and tells Tayshia during the date or one-on-one time that, hey, you know, like, this is the reason why I had a really terrible relationship with my mom in the beginning because I was being fed lies from my father. I had to change my name. We changed my name back and this and that, blah, blah, blah. She obviously, Tayshia loves intimate stories being shared with her and makes her feel closer to you. So it was a nice, I guess, he definitely got a rose that night and moved forward. But I thought it was an interesting story. I still not fully understanding it completely, but I get what he was saying. But that lets me know that lie detector test wasn't lying. It wasn't like he was telling a lie, but he knew there was a story behind this truth that he had, and it revealed that, right? So all these other people, you know, telling all these other stories, and this is off topic a little bit, but Noah lying about everything from the mustache.
I'm telling you, like, you caught that too, right? The little things he lied about. I'm like, either you're not in tune with your feelings and how you really feel, or you just think it's a joke. Like, if you could lie about, do you miss your mustache? I know that's not a big deal, but he lied about every little thing. So I'm like, bro, you out here lying about the big things too if you can lie about something so stupid and trivial. Like, that's how I always take it. I hate when people feel like, oh, it was just a little lie. It didn't even matter. Like, yes, everything matters.
They played it off like it was just like, oh, something cute, not a big deal.
Right? No, like everything matters, yo. Don't lie. If they ask you, do you like red over blue, and you lied about that, that's a big deal. Tell the truth.
Mm-hmm. But anyway,
my favorite lie detector test was Zach. I'm trying to tell you, man, this dude is on it. Zach was my favorite. I love when it was like, have you ever cheated before? And he said yes. And we thought that this was going to be the end. But the producers were working tonight, boy, because when they had their little time to talk about it, and I knew something was fishy, right? Because when he started telling the story about how he had cheated or whatever, I was like, all the feelings that I was like, ooh, I love Zach, they started to creep away because I'm like, why is he taking this stuff so lightly and being so jokey about it, talking about some Bolorama and I kissed a girl while I was with this other girl at Bolorama or whatever. It just seemed so juvenile. And then he came out with a punchline, which was pretty much, oh, yeah, my girlfriend when I was in 6th grade. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense because it was juvenile. This was 6th grade. Because I was like, he's not, like, telling a story, like, in a serious fashion as somebody who is like, oh, like, I did this bad thing or whatever, this and that. But, yeah, okay, he was a child. That's why he sounded childish. Okay, cool. So I still love Zach, but it It was weird. It was cute. I was like, I love Zach. I don't know, man. Like, just,
oh my goodness.
Hey, Zach. How you doing?
Too much. I feel like I'm talking to Zach's wife or something. Oh my goodness. All right. I guess that's it for today's review on Bachelorette. Hopefully we catch on next season, or not next episode, when we see what happens to Bennett, if he stays or not.
Excuse me. Next week is Monday and Tuesday. Monday is the continuation of this episode, to be continued. And Tuesday is what we've all been waiting for, the Men Tell All. And it looks like it's going to be a shit show. And they bring that stupid-ass Yusuf back. So I'm
Lord.
ready for all the shit. Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Okay, guys. Until next time.